All right, so over the weekend, there was a lot of news that was happening today. Obviously, we got tennis to go over. We're going to talk about Djokovic. He won the U.S. Open. We're going to go ahead and talk about him in this prologue. Djokovic won the U.S. Open men's final. Coco Gauff winning the U.S. Open men's final as well. So, some tennis news that we had to talk about, as well as the Atlanta Braves clinching a playoff berth. If they win 4 more games with the Phillies, then they can obviously clinch the National League East. The magic number is now down to 4. We'll update it every day to keep you guys invested, obviously. And if the Braves make it, we will get to go to a playoff game. So, I'm very, very excited for the divisional, and I cannot wait for this MLB playoffs. But we're going to react to some college football games instead of NFL, and we'll wait to do my Week 1 NFL reactions tomorrow once tonight's game gets over with. I won't really be able to watch tonight's game, but I'll keep up with the score, and we'll talk about this stuff tomorrow. But obviously, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn that bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. With that being said, the interview is probably going to be pushed back to next week with Cole McConaughey because this week they've got a very, very busy game against Sullivan. I'm super busy this week as well. I've got work on Thursday and Tuesday, and then obviously band practice and stuff like that. I will be on the sidelines now for Spanish for high school football as well. So, I've got busy. He's being busy this week. We're going to do that next week on the channel when everything's kind of simmered down. But let's go ahead and hop into some NFL or some college football SEC Week 2 reactions. Alright, so moving on to some games of the day, or this week, not really a good game. This week, Georgia and Ball State, 45-3. I think that one was pretty much a guaranteed for Georgia. Carson Beckett, though, 283 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. So, obviously, you like to see that. I'm going to go ahead and up this a little bit for you guys there. But still like to see that if you're Georgia. Like to see consistency beating the big teams as well. So, not really a whole lot for Georgia going there. Now, the next game I do want to talk about, though, is the Alabama and the Texas game. Now, that game was a heck of a game to watch. If you didn't watch it, you were missing out. This game was really, really good. Quinn Ewers was great for Texas. 349 yards and 3 touchdowns. Obviously, Texas' running game was strong as well. Jalen Milroe did not look that great on the ground either. Jalen Milroe did not look that great passing at the quarterback position. Alabama's offensive line struggled from what I took away from that game. But overall, for Texas, a really, really good game. Great game for Sark as well. As Texas joins the SEC, they're going to be playing more SEC teams. So, obviously, there's that right there for Texas going more them as well. If they can continue to beat Alabama year in and year out, Texas is going to get up there in the SEC rankings once they join the SEC as well. And it's a great showing for the Big 12 as well. I had Alabama winning this game, but obviously that did not happen. So therefore, I took the L on that one. Texas did win. I was actually rooting for Alabama here. I wanted them to win because I have no reason to hate them this year. But I wanted Alabama to win, and they did not get the dub as their offensive line and offense struggled, but defense won the day. All right, moving on, 2 games that we'll hit on really, really quickly as well. The 2 extra blowout games that we had, Tennessee and Austin Peay, 30-13. Obviously, Joe Milton looked great as always, I guess you could say. But Tennessee, it took them a few minutes to start out slow. It took them a few minutes to get it going. They didn't really pick it up until the second quarter of this game. It was tied 6-3 or 3-6 as well. 3-3 also in there too. So Austin Peay hung with them for a little bit, but as the game got on, Tennessee proved why the SEC is still as it is. But moving on to the next game though is LSU and Vanderbilt. Come on now, LSU and Grambling. It's Grambling. LSU took the dub in their bounce back win, 72-10, and proved they should still be in the college football rankings. Alright, now moving on to another game that I want to hit on really quickly is Ole Miss and Tulane. This one was an outstanding game to watch. Both sides of the ball performing really, really good. I didn't get a chance to watch a whole lot of this one, but I heard it was a fantastic game to watch. Obviously, Dart for Ole Miss was great. He was 267 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick. So there's that going for him right there. Obviously, Tulane hung with them, and the SEC is just proving why the SEC does what it does, wins. Moving on, though, is A&M and Miami. A&M is not back anymore, and I don't understand why people thought they were back. Again, it just proved them right there. Once they get playing those opponents, they're not really going to do any good. Miami, on the other hand, may be back. We'll have to wait and see on Miami once they start going to ACC conference play and stuff like that, if they truly are back. But A&M just shows the nation that they are indeed not back, and that Jimbo Fisher is on the hot seat for A&M right now. Moving on, you got Vanderbilt and Wake Forest. I do want to hit on this game really quickly because I thought Vanderbilt was going to win on the road. They hung with them there for a little bit, but Wake Forest eventually pulling away, and obviously Vanderbilt takes that first loss of the season. Interesting to see how Vanderbilt's going to bounce back from this Wake Forest loss, if there are, how coach is going to handle this loss as well after winning 2 straight games. So I'm interested to see that. But moving on is Kentucky and Eastern Kentucky. I think we know who won that one. We could go ahead and move on to that one. Kent State and Arkansas. I'm running through these really quickly because a lot of them, there's not really a whole lot to talk about. Now, the one I want to talk about is Missouri and Middle Tennessee. Now, Middle Tennessee hung with Missouri. Missouri is 2-0 now in football play, so obviously there's that to go off of right there. But Middle Tennessee handing it to Missouri, giving them heck. I like to see it out of the small schools, giving the SEC schools a hard time. But Missouri did end up pulling away with the win. Moving on, you got Florida and McNeese. The next game I want to talk about, Arizona and Mississippi State. This one was an absolute fabulous game. Probably one of the best of the day. I mean, they ended the Pac-12 streak as well, winning or going undefeated. They were the first to knock off a Pac-12 team. Auburn did it, and we'll talk about that game in a minute as well. But Mississippi State looked phenomenal in their home opener to honor Coach Leach again. So, Mississippi State looking good against Pac-12 teams. You'd like to see it from other SEC teams in there as well. Congrats to Mississippi State. They are now 2-0 to start the year. Moving on, you got Furman and South Carolina. And the last game of the day is Auburn and California. We'll hit on this in a little bit, or we'll hit on this for a little bit. I will rant on and on about how bad the offensive side of the ball played. It was absolute shit, if you ask me. I know I just cursed in a video, and I normally don't do that, but it was. It is what it is. Peyton Thorne fumbled the ball on the opening drive. It should have been called for a touchdown. We should have lost that game, but we didn't. DJ James, the defense played freaking outstanding to me. The defense won the day. DJ James, your boy out of Spanish Fort, obviously got the game winning, sealed it. If you guys stayed up for it, I stayed up for it. Didn't go to bed until about 1 a.m. either. So I'm pretty tired over this past weekend as well. But Auburn, obviously, handing the ball off. Jarquez Hunter getting it done. Jarquez Hunter looked pretty good on the ground too. So, you like to see that they're still trying to get Jarquez Hunter back in that rhythm as he did start this week. Peyton Thorne just looked absolutely terrible. Robbie Ashford did not look that bad. He had the better game of the 2 quarterbacks during that game. That's my reaction, though, to Auburn and California. But anyway, that is my college football SEC Week 2 reactions. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, turn that bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. With that being said, I'm going to hop off. I've got a busy day. I got to be at work in about an hour. So, we're going to get this edited so you guys can watch it on time. Enjoy the game tonight. Obviously, today's 9/11, so please try to remember 9/11 as well. But enjoy the football game tonight. It's going to be a good one, and we'll do some NFL reactions tomorrow, so stick around for that on the channel too. With that being said, I'm going to hop off, get this edited. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.